Christmas at my parents' house always looked generous from the outside. The tree was too tall for the ceiling. Gifts stacked high and wide. Color, coated by wrapping paper, because my mother liked things to photograph well. It was loud before anything even happened, loud with expectation. I noticed the pattern early that morning. The way my father lined the gifts up by family branch. The way my sister's kids were called over first, instructed where to sit. My son hovered near me, hands tucked into his sleeves, watching. He's 9. Old enough to count. Old enough to notice when counting matters. When it was his turn. My mother smiled brightly and handed him a small envelope. He thanked her immediately. He's careful like that. He opened it slowly, checking my face before he looked inside. A $5 gift card. The kind you grab at the grocery store checkout. Across the room, his cousins were peeling plastic off boxes that hummed with promise. An iPad lit up a face. Sneakers were held overhead like trophies. Someone joked about spoiling them rotten. My son leaned into me, his voice low so only I could hear. Did I do something wrong? There it was. Not hurt yet, just confusion. The kind that roots itself deep if you let it. Before I could answer, my father laughed, short. Satisfied. Well, he said, gesturing at the pile. We reward the ones who matter. He didn't look at my son when he said it. He didn't need to, he was stating a policy. The room didn't erupt, no one gasped. My sister smirked into her coffee. My mother adjusted a ribbon that didn't need adjusting. The silence that followed was agreement dressed up as discomfort. I stood, not fast, not shaking. I picked up my son, coat and all. The way I used to when he was smaller and tired. He wrapped his arms around my neck automatically, trusting the movement. We're leaving. I said. That was it. My father started to speak, then stopped. My mother asked if we were being dramatic. I didn't answer either of them. I walked out through the front door while wrapping paper tore behind me. The sound sharp and suddenly obscene. The drive home was quiet. My son watched houses pass. Lit windows flashing like postcards of other families. Halfway there, he asked if they'll keep the gift card. Of course, I said. It's yours. He nodded, satisfied for now. Kids don't need everything explained. They need consistency. That night, after he fell asleep, I sat alone at the kitchen table. I didn't cry. I didn't rant. I made tea I forgot to drink and stared at my hands. I thought about how much I owed them. How often that phrase had been used like a leash. They'd helped with the down payment years ago, when I was barely holding things together after the divorce. Or at least that's how it was framed. What they didn't mention, what never came up in speeches, was that I'd quietly taken over the mortgage payments when my father's hours were cut. Just temporarily. Just until things stabilized. They never did. I had set it up, automated, in my name because it was easier. Because I was responsible. Because no one else wanted to deal with it. Invisible help has a way of becoming invisible obligation. The next morning, I made coffee and logged in. I paused the payments, not canceled. Not vindictive, paused. I sent one email. Polite, factual. I won't be covering the mortgage going forward. You'll need to make other arrangements. Then I closed the laptop and packed my son's lunch. The call came before noon. At first, my father was confused. Then angry. Then incredulous. He talked about family, about gratitude. About timing. I listened. This isn't about money, I said when he finally ran out of steam. It's about what you showed my child yesterday. He scoffed. You're punishing us over a joke. I'm choosing him, I said. And I should have done it sooner. Her voice was softer now. Careful. We didn't mean it that way. I know, I said. And I did. That almost made it worse. The bank followed up 2 days later. Then a letter. Then urgency arrived where certainty had lived. Messages shifted tone. Apologies hovered without landing. Invitations to talk this out. Offers to reset. I didn't rush to respond. Christmas passed quietly in our house. We made pancakes for dinner one night just because. My son spent his gift card on a puzzle he finished in 2 days and then took apart to start again. One evening, he asked why we didn't see Grandpa anymore. I told him the truth, scaled to a child's heart. Sometimes grown-ups make rules that hurt people. And sometimes the safest thing is to step back. He thought about that, then nodded. Okay, the mortgage was refinanced. Not easily, not without cost. That part wasn't mine to manage anymore. We still speak, my parents and I, carefully. From a distance that feels both sad and necessary. They've learned I won't cushion things anymore. I've learned that love without conditions feels quieter, but stronger. I don't feel victorious. I feel aligned. And when my son laughs now, freely, without checking the room first, I know exactly what I chose and why.